Okay, today we're going to open this coconut. This is one of the largest coconuts I've seen in quite a while. It's almost as big as my head, and I got a pretty big head. Okay, so I'm going to take, okay, first off, there are three little eyes, as you can see, little points where 1, 2, 3, almost like the holes in a bowling ball where you would put your two fingers and a thumb. The one that looks like the biggest one where the thumb would go, that's the one we're going to cut open. That's the softest one. This is where the little sprout comes out of the coconut. So I made a little tool here out of a piece of copper wire. I hammered it flat so it's like a blade tip. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to open this coconut up. I call it an eye opener because it opens the eye of the coconut. So once I get the little woody bit off of the top, then I'm going to sink this down in here and just squirt around. See that right there, this little piece right here, that would have been a coconut tree. So just going to go around and around, open this hole up. This is a pretty firm coconut, so this one is going to have some nice meat. I'm going around in here so I can create kind of a bevel on the inside so it can pour out like a funnel. There's no air hole to let air in, so this generally takes a bit of time. So you want to open the hole up as wide as possible. And I find that beveling it makes it really nice open. I don't want to waste any coconut. Oh man, that's sweet. So here we go. I got my quart jar. This has at least a quart of water in it. So here we go. Now my favorite, what I call vegan candy, is coconut and these dates. So these are the two fruits of the palm tree. Of the desert palm, we have the dates, and the tropical palm, we have the coconut. So my favorite snack is these two things. Now, the dates are low on the glycemic index. They also stimulate liver function, aid digestion, and a lot of desert cultures will eat dates before they'll have their meal to get the digestive juices started to flow. Now this looks like it may be more than a quart, so give me a little 4-ounce cup just in case. Oh, okay. Perfect. Oh, 3-4 ounces shy of a quart. You have a taste. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. So one of the things that I like to do with the meat is I'll make coconut milk. And if I use the coconut water combined with the meat, when I grind the meat in the blender, it is so delicious, so sweet, especially when you have a sweet coconut like that one. So that's that part. Now, this is my handy opening tool. It's a rock. So it's a pretty hard coconut. As you can see, once you get started though, it breaks up into bits and pieces. You have to be careful when you're breaking it because the edges on here can be pretty sharp, so you can cut yourself. a nice little pan right there. If you were really smooth, that'd be a nice bowl. So we're gonna get in here, in between the shell and the actual meat of the nut itself. Just go around. This can be easy, or sometimes it can be difficult, depending upon the coconut. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the water out and I'll let this sit for an hour or two, so that the meat can begin to dry a bit, and it'll come away from the skin easier. So I'm starting close to the edge. I just pry it apart. So I get in between. I just wiggle my blade, and I'll swirl it around and lift as I go around the edge. Now the meat on this one is pretty firm. Some of the softer ones I can kind of put my fingers in between and lift it up. But this one is not one of those. So it's a little work. Okay, so now that that's done, how you like the time lapse? Little egg camera editing. I just hit pause while I finish this up. So this is the shell. Now this is going into the fire pit. This will burn like, once it catches fire, as if you're throwing gasoline on it. It is phenomenal to watch it burn. And the heat from it will probably make some great charcoal. So we got all of this coconut from that one. Now I'll take the container that I got my dates in, pardon me, that I brought my dates in, and I'll put this in here and store it in the refrigerator. Now, I'm going to be eating coconut for days, as you can see. But the caution is this. I want to make sure that I eat this in time, because otherwise it'll start to go bad. And you'll see some slimy, slippery. It'll start looking almost oily on here, on the surface, the inner surface of the meat. That's the outer surface, closest to the shell. The white part here is where it'll start to get slimy. So I don't want that to happen, so I'll probably eat this in the next 2 to 3 days. This is also a good way to get rid of waste, i.e. drop a couple of pounds. And I had a number of gentlemen I was working with in a rights program, or a weekend group, and what we ate during the day, this was like a 90-something degree, guys. 90-something degree day. And they ate light. And the main thing we feasted on throughout the course of the day was coconut, and they were amazed at how full they felt and how energized they were, and how they didn't get overheated. Ketones in here, muscle fuel and brain fuel. So we got the dates with all of the phenomenal benefits for the digestive system and liver and so on. And we got the coconut, all the phenomenal benefits for the muscles and the brain. So before I store this in the refrigerator, I'm going to rinse all of this, and then I'm going to let it dry in the dishwasher. Because as you can see, it's a little gritty on there. So I'm going to get that off, rinse that off, so it's nice and clean. turn this on cool. I want to heat it up because I don't want it to start spoiling on me. I want to keep it nice and cool. And put it, once it dries, put it right in the fridge. All right, I'm going to have to show you guys how I make my coconut milk soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Breathmaster Aaron Modley, Global Community Elder.